I fired my gun. The bullet hit his shoulder, and he dropped the crowbar he'd been swinging at my wife. He screamed, fell to the ground, and clutched his arm, his face twisted in pain and fury. My heart pounded as I shielded my kids, who were crying behind me. My wife, Emily, stood frozen, her hands trembling as she held our youngest, Grace, close to her chest. We were on our own ranch, our land, far from the city, fenced and marked with countless no trespassing signs. Yet this HOA board member named Mason burst in like a maniac, shouting threats and swinging a metal rod like he was starring in a war movie. I had no choice. He'd crossed a line. But as the sirens started wailing in the distance, I knew this wasn't over. What would the cops say when they saw a bleeding HOA board member on my land? Would they believe me? Or just see a man with a gun and someone bleeding on the ground? Let me take you back to how this all started. It began when we moved to a ranch just outside Silver Creek, Texas. A peaceful place with rolling fields, spring wildflowers, and a red-roofed, two-story farmhouse. We bought it fair and square. It was clearly outside the HOA jurisdiction. That was the whole point. I wanted my kids to grow up with freedom, not be fined because their bikes were on the front porch. At first, it was perfect. Emily baked pies every Sunday. I built a treehouse with her son, Ben. Evenings were spent around the campfire, telling stories under the stars. We finally felt at peace. Then came the letters. First, they looked like regular mail. No HOA logo, no clear return address. The first one read, "You are in violation of Section B, HOA Code 12. Remove livestock within 14 days. I laughed. Our ranch wasn't even in their zone. Must have been a mistake. I tossed it. The second letter wasn't funny. It threatened legal action and a property lien if we didn't comply. I called the HOA. There's been a mistake, I said. I'm not in the HOA. This land was never zoned that way. The woman on the phone responded curtly, if your driveway connects with HOA roads, you're subject to our rules. That's not true, I said. My driveway is private. It's in the deed. She replied coldly, we'll be following up. Then hung up. This wasn't a mix-up. It was harassment. Weeks passed. Then one afternoon, Ben ran inside, eyes wide. Dad, a man with a clipboard is taking pictures. I ran out and saw a short, pudgy guy in khakis snapping shots of our barn. Hey, I yelled. You're on private property. This is a compliance inspection, he said smugly. Get off my land. You'll regret this, he said, snapping one last photo of my truck's license plate. That night, I locked every door. Something about him made my skin crawl. The next morning, bright pink notices were taped to our front gate. Final warning. Remove unauthorized structures. Fines exceed $3,000. Emily looked shaken. We can't ignore this anymore, Aaron. What if they try to take the ranch? We hired a lawyer named Nolan. Sharp guy. After reviewing everything, he confirmed what I already knew, our land wasn't in the HOA. They can't legally enforce anything, he said. But they might try to bleed you with legal pressure. Be patient. Keep everything documented. Patience wasn't easy. A week later, I came home to find a foreclosure pending sign staked into our front yard. Ben cried. Are we losing the ranch, Dad? No, son. They're bluffing. That night, I moved the rifle from the safe to the front closet. Then came the quiet. No letters. No visits. Emily thought it was over. I didn't trust it. Then I got a blocked text message. You've been warned. We filed a report, but without a sender, the sheriff couldn't do much. Then our power went out. It was a warm Saturday. We were setting up movie night. Popcorn in the microwave. Grace in pajamas, dancing. Then darkness. I grabbed a flashlight and found the breaker box ripped apart. Wires hanging out. Fresh tire tracks led to the back gate. They'd been here. From now on, I told Emily we keep the kids indoors after dark. We reinforced the house. Installed more cameras. I started doing night patrols with Max, our dog. Ben thought it was a game. Then came the attack. I woke to metal banging. The barn. Emily, I whispered. Get the kids. Safe room. Now. She ran. I grabbed the rifle and stepped outside. You're trespassing. Leave now. One figure ran. Two stayed. You'll pay for disrespecting the HOA. Mason charged with a crowbar. Emily was still closing the door. I pulled the trigger. He collapsed screaming. Sirens blared. Sheriff's lights flashed. Deputies shouted. I lowered the gun, laid it down, raised my hands. Emily screamed, "Please don't shoot." He was protecting us. I was cuffed, detained, but not arrested. Sheriff Collins later told me we saw the footage. He charged at your wife. You gave a clear warning. You're free to go. But be careful. These guys play dirty. We tried to move on. Fixed the barn. Replaced wiring. Had a cookout. Then came the lawsuit. Mason was suing me for assault and emotional trauma. They want to break us, Emily said. Nolan filed a countersuit. A restraining order. But legal fees stacked up. Then came the fire. I found the barn gate open. Boot prints. A burning haystack beside the stables. I screamed for Emily to call 911. We fought the fire until the fire department arrived. Someone tried to burn you out, the chief said. Sheriff Collins confirmed it. They're escalating. Then came the worst. A court order. CPS involvement. Emergency petition to remove our children. Emily cried. Ben clung to her. They want to erase us, she whispered. We fought it. Hard. Brought in references. Footage. Character letters. At the hearing, the HOA painted me as a danger. Twisted every fact. But we stood strong. The judge ruled no evidence these children are in danger. Petition denied. Temporary restraining order granted. We cried. Victory. For now. Then I found a black envelope in our mailbox. No name. Just one line. The HOA is only the beginning. I called Nolan. You think this is bigger? I asked. Yes, he said. There are rumors. Fake HOAs. Shell companies. Land grabs near new infrastructure corridors. Our ranch? It sat near a new fiber optic route. We discovered the name, Evergreen Strategic Holdings. They'd submitted fake zoning plans. Tried to redraw the map. Claim our land as part of a planned development. I confronted Mason. He didn't deny it. It's bigger than you, he said. You're standing in the way of progress. I swore to stop them. Then came the night attack. I caught 2 men in black trying to cut our fence. Fired a warning shot. They ran. Sheriff Collins warned me they're trying to push you into a mistake. Don't give them one. So I went on the offensive. Reinforced everything. Called my old army buddies. Tech guys. Security pros. We set up traps. Trail cams. Audio devices. One night I caught it on camera. A man from the zoning board, handing papers to 2 others. Phase 1 starts next week. The land will be condemned. Get the cleanup crew ready. They were going to dump hazardous materials to fake an environmental crisis. Then came the flare. The fire. The mercenary in the kitchen. I shot him in the leg. Dragged him outside. Fire crews arrived. My family lived. And I had them all on tape. Jack, Nolan said, this is conspiracy. Racketeering. We're taking them down. The story went public. DOJ got involved. People came forward. Fake HOAs exposed. Evergreen crumbled. Mason was arrested. Convicted. We won. We rebuilt. And now, when Ben asks me, are we safe? I can finally say, yeah, buddy. We're safe. Because we stood our ground. We fought back. And we won.